Welcome back to Second Take. Super Bowl Sunday has passed, football is over, and we want to talk about it. Armand, how are you?
I'm doing well. It was a good weekend, very relaxing, exciting Super Bowl. Probably one of the best I've ever had the opportunity to watch. Didn't end the way I thought it was going to, but regardless, I got some good things to say about it. So looking forward to this conversation.
Okay, before I touch on the Super Bowl, just have to mention a few things real quick. Aaron Rodgers did win MVP this year, like I called. So proud of Aaron Rodgers, very deserving. Wish he had have been in this Super Bowl, but hey, it happens. But Aaron Rodgers, deserving of that MVP, and my boy Odell Beckham Jr. won the Rookie of the Year, which is I could not have been gone to a better person. He was already snubbed by the Pro Bowl, but who cares about the Pro Bowl? You just won Rookie of the Year. That's what I'm talking about, Odell. That's what I'm talking about. Very happy about that. And then some strange news. Warren Sapp is facing 2 assault charges because he assaulted 2 prostitutes while in Arizona for the Super Bowl and is now suspended indefinitely from the NFL Network. So weird series of events by Warren Sapp. He also faced a domestic assault charge in 2010. So yeah, get it together, Warren. It's not good behavior.
No, not at all. Definitely want to echo your sentiments about Aaron Rodgers and Odell Beckham. Very well deserved. Looking for some great things from Odell next season, as well as Aaron Rodgers. Warren Sapp, yeah, I mean, she hit it on the head. You got to get it together. That's not acceptable. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm going to mention this so we don't get in a fight, but Johnny Manziel checked himself into a treatment facility. Get it together, Johnny. All right, now I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. Okay, so y'all know I picked the Patriots. I picked the Patriots to win this Super Bowl, and I was right. However, I was not right about LeGarrette Blount showing out like I thought he would because he did not. He had something like 30 rushing yards. I mean, Patriots running game it didn't exist, okay? So let's knock that out real quick. LeGarrette Blount was not there. Tom Brady was there. Tom Brady gave the performance of his career. I mean, if he retires out after this game, going out with a bang, like the definition of it. Incredible. He had over 300 yards. Yes, he had 2 picks, but 300 yards, which means he was single-handedly leading that offense. It was just incredible. Incredible by Tom Brady. The interceptions were stupid, pretty uncharacteristic. I was pretty surprised by them, honestly. I mean, Gronkowski played a great game, as always. It's so hard to stop him. And then we have to talk about little Julian Edelman. I mean, wow. And the whole time, every time he did something, I'm thinking Wes Welker is sitting there watching like, look at what my replacement's doing. Because he's little Wes Welker, That's exactly who reminds me of. Plays just like him. Julian Edelman had a great game, truly great. And the Patriots defense, we don't really talk about the Patriots defense, but they did a pretty good job. Marshawn Lynch was not very beast mode. He had like 100 yards, which is it's not Marshawn Lynch-like. He does better than that. But there's only one thing we really need to talk about right now is the last drive. So actually, let's just talk about the fourth quarter. So Seahawks are up, okay? Tom Brady leads a 10-point comeback, I believe it was, and they take the lead 28-24. Okay, Russell Wilson has the ball. He's going down the field, gets a huge gain by a freak catch by Jermaine Kearse. I wanted to say no catch, but he bobbled it, and it never hit the ground. It bounced off of one leg, went to another leg. He's on the ground, and he just catches it. It bounced off his legs. It's a live play. A rookie, Malcolm Butler, was the one covering him. Had a great play, broke up the pass, but, I mean, amazing catch by Kearse. We've seen Kearse do great things already this season, so there's no surprise there. Okay, let's get down to the 1-yard line, okay? We have 24 seconds left in the game, okay? Pete Carroll, what's your move? You have 1 timeout, 24 seconds. It's 2nd down and goal at the 1-yard line. And what do they call? They call a pass play. So in this setup, we had Russell Wilson dropping back to pass. We have, who was it? Lockett. He's crossing over because I think Kearse was it who got tied up with the defender. Lockett's crossing. his route will go right into the end zone. It's perfect play. The ball didn't exactly follow him there because behind these two guys getting locked up right here, Kearse and the defender, is we have that little rookie, Malcolm Butler. And we have another defender over here, but he can't make the play. It's just not going to happen. Malcolm Butler just had the play of his life. He swoops in, gets that ball. It was a shocking moment. Nobody saw this coming. No one understands really why Pete Carroll went for the pass play on 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. You can say, why didn't he hand it off to Marshawn Lynch? Why didn't he quarterback sneak it? Why didn't he do that? We can talk about that in a second. What I want to go on towards is, and then we have, Patriots take over the ball. They got an excessive celebration, so it's a half the distance. So they're at the 2-inch mark or whatever it is. And then there's encroachment on the Seahawks, which is just, if Tom Brady, by being at the 2 inches line, he was either going to take a knee and give them a safety, or he was going to have to do something with it, which could have meant they would have tackled him in the end zone, maybe get a touchdown. Something else could have happened. But then there's the encroachment penalty. They're far out of the end zone now, and then a fight breaks out, which is just summarize the NFL season as a whole. All this drama we've been dealing with, the Ray Rice, the Ray McDonald, everybody. It was you had to end the Super Bowl with a fight after this season. After all this drama, that's how you had to end the Super Bowl. So then that happens. We see Tom Brady show emotion after this interception, which was even more shocking. Seeing Tom Brady jumping on the sidelines, I could not believe it. Again, everyone was in shock. I was happy because I got the call right, or I got the game right. But it's a shocking play, and people are wondering, why did Pete Carroll call for a pass? And he was saying that they were going to pass on 2nd down and then run on 3rd and 4th down if they didn't get the touchdown. And the reason for this is he wanted to run that clock off more. Why? I don't really know. So what they saw as the worst-case scenario on that pass was an incomplete pass. They didn't even think about a little interception happening, the one thing that actually did happen. That was the only interception from the 1-yard line this season in the NFL. Honestly, if you look at this play, 90% of the time it's going to work out how you want it to. This was a small chance that this was going to happen. It's what happened. So what they were thinking is, okay, we either get the touchdown, 24 seconds left, or it's an incomplete pass, a little time goes off, okay? Then we get the ball back, we try to run it in. Marshawn doesn't get it, call a timeout. We have 1 timeout left. On that 4th down is when we have to get it. That's how Pete Carroll was thinking, and you can call it cocky. I think he got a little too comfortable. I think he says, we're the reigning Super Bowl champions. This is easy. Wasn't giving the Patriots defense much credit. Wasn't giving anyone much credit. I think he got cocky. But that's my personal insight about Pete Carroll. But that's what he saw as what was going to happen if they didn't. Because all he saw was an incomplete catch, which was going to be the worst-case scenario on this play. And you never want to assume. Never want to assume, Pete, because that just got you in trouble.
Yeah, I have lots of feelings about this game, about the decision-making. I guess I'll go right to the last play there. To play devil's advocate, I can see why. I do not support the decision at all. By no means do I support him passing on that play. But I can see why Pete Carroll chose to do it. If I'm the Patriots and the Seahawks are on the 1-yard line about to win the game, I'm expecting Marshawn Lynch to be running. So I'm going to put a lot of guys in the box. Now, as Pete Carroll thought, okay, maybe I'll catch them off guard with the drop back pass. But as you said, they didn't see the interception happening. Granted, it was a freak play. It was a great play by Butler. 9 times out of 10, as you said, that play would have worked. But it didn't. Now, as a better option, maybe a play-action pass to fake Lynch, have all the guys come in, receiver leak out to the back corner of the end zone, they could throw it there. That might have been a better play. Quarterback sneak, as you said, but a drop-back pass there, I do not support it at all. It was a terrible play call. Pete Carroll claims that he's not the one who audibled to the pass play because it was originally supposed to be a run play that the offensive coordinator called, but somehow it got changed to a pass play there. And Pete Carroll said he didn't do it. I don't know who did it, but it was a bad move. I can see why, but if you have beast mode Marshawn Lynch, who did play well, 24 carries, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, he did have a pretty solid game. I'm putting the ball in his hands every time. I don't care. So that was my issue with that play. And had they done that, Seahawks would have been the champions right now. Now,
well, you see, your thing about Marshawn is they actually looked it up, and all the times that he had to run in from the 1-yard line this season, I think he only made it like once or something. So there's that against you.
I mean, that's a pretty obscure stat. I understand that it's true, but at the same time, with the Super Bowl on the line at the 1-yard line, do you really think Marshawn?
No, I'm saying someone should have just popped that thing, and you are at the one. I mean, Russell Wilson could have just flung over the defense, honestly, because they're gonna blitz. If they see that they're about to run the ball, it's blitz. You literally just get a good jump, and you're in the end zone. So it could have been anyone. It didn't have to be Marshawn. It could be some guy named Greg or something. It could have been anybody. Okay, anybody could have ran that ball in.
No, I completely see what you're saying. There were a lot of different options, but I'm going to Marshawn Lynch every time in that situation, and it definitely would have worked out differently for them. Now, in terms of the entire game, Patriots clearly outplayed them. The Patriots were balling, and I was very surprised to see them pass as much as they did, given they were playing the best pass defense in the NFL. But what they just proved is that the Patriots are still one of the best offenses in the NFL in attacking the best pass defense in the NFL and beating them. I mean, Julian Edelman, phenomenal game, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, a great game. Shane Vereen, who's been pretty solid overall as a receiving running back for them. The Patriots had everything going for them offensively, and they've always had a solid defense. You don't really talk about them as the best in the NFL, but it's a very solid defense, and they really held their own. Seahawks played basically how they played the entire season. They start off slow in the beginning, they pick it up towards the end, they make a couple big plays. They had this receiver who never had a catch the entire season, Chris Matthews, who balled out last night. I believe he also had 9 receptions, 100-something yards. Jermaine Kearse played phenomenally. That catch was great. But the Seahawks really were not playing Seahawks football, and it showed. The Patriots play very well from behind. They've proved that. They proved it against the Ravens a couple weeks ago. The Ravens were leading them throughout the game. They came back and won. They proved it last night. They proved it throughout the season. They always prove it. You cannot count Tom Brady out until the game is over. Tom Brady will lead you to the promised land. And I've hated Tom Brady all of my life as a football fan, but I have to say that he needs to be put into the conversation as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. With being 4-2 in the Super Bowl, leading the Patriots to what, like 11 straight playoff berths, 11 straight division wins, something like that. I mean, so something has to give. There are a couple people you could argue. Joe Montana is probably the best option for someone you could argue against Tom Brady, but in terms of all of his success, everything he's done for the Patriots, him and Bill Belichick together is just...
Brett Favre, I would throw into the conversation as well.
Of course, Brett Favre can go in the conversation, but you can make a very, very strong argument for Tom Brady being one of the best quarterbacks to ever play football.
And you're totally right, and I do not like the Patriots, okay? Not a lot of people do. But I do not like the Patriots. I have the utmost respect for Tom Brady. Okay? He is quiet. He's kind of robot. He's kind of like a robot, okay? But, I mean, the way he handled it last night, and it's not showy. It's not these amazing, like, huge. And I kept on yelling, can you make some big pass? Like, I wanted to see Tom Brady go for, like, a 60-yard pass. But no, what he does is it's a 6-yard gain, a 5-yard gain, first down. You know, he does it like that, so you just eat up all this clock, and oh my God, he just had a 60-yard touchdown drive, you know? And that is how a great quarterback, I mean, he was incredible. There's no other, this was his legacy. I mean, if I'm Tom, you know, I know he wants to still play. I understand. It's so hard to leave the game. This is a great note to go out on because this was an incredible game. He showed he is probably the greatest quarterback in the league right now, you know, and that's not something to count out. And we've talked about it. We have our elite quarterbacks, and it's probably we're gonna see the young guys start stepping up because these old guys are a little old. It was a great. I'm so happy this was not like last year's Super Bowl. I'm very sorry because I know you love Peyton Manning. I'm so glad we got a game this year. That is all I wanted was just a good game to say goodbye to football, and we got it. It was great. And all of us Texas fans are, you know, I had to tie in this little similarity. So in 2004, USC won the national championship under Pete Carroll. The following year, they were favored to win the national championship against Texas. In the last, few seconds of the game, Texas wins. 19 seconds left. USC has the ball. And the reason that Texas even got the ball back is because Pete Carroll decided to go for it on 4th and 2. They got 1 yard. Texas got the ball at the 44-yard line and then led them to go and get this touchdown drive that led us to win the game. Okay, bad mistake, Pete Carroll. Flash forward 8 years, okay? It's last season. Destroy a team in the Super Bowl, just like they had done in 2004 at USC. And then the next year, they're favored to win the Super Bowl once again, and then another bad decision on Pete Carroll's part leads to another loss. With this time, it was 20 seconds left, not 19. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, couple more things to say about the Seahawks. I really appreciate Richard Sherman showing some sportsmanship at the end of the game. We know the last time the Seahawks and Patriots played, there was some heat between Tom Brady and Richard Sherman. Tom Brady said, "Who are you, Richard Sherman?"
One thing about Richard Sherman, he was only thrown to twice last night, which is why we did not see Richard Sherman last night.
Although Richard Sherman was very talkative on the sideline, when the Seahawks went up 24-14, they put the camera on him. He was like all happy, and then he ended up losing. But he did show some sportsmanship after the whole "you mad bro" situation with Tom Brady a couple years ago. Really appreciate that. Russell Wilson, though he lost and through the game losing interception, he had a pretty good game as well. It was watching him in the pocket, the way he made defenders look stupid, the way he looked so comfortable. Russell Wilson, I already think he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, but I think he has a lot to look forward to. This is his 3rd season. He's been to 2 Super Bowls already. He's been to 2 NFC championships. He's great already, but he's going to be phenomenal. I think he's going to become Tom Brady when Tom Brady's gone. There's really a lot to look forward to for him. Patriots might have the team to go back to. It's early. The season hasn't even started yet, but
we gotta know what's gonna happen with Tom. We need to know what Tom's gonna do. Okay.
Of course. Realistically, I don't see Tom Brady retiring after this season. He is getting up there in age.
Okay. You know all these guys. They're so reluctant to retire, but you don't want to be Brett Favre, okay? Because Brett Favre, he went to the Jets. Retiring twice, Jets, Vikings. While he did decently well in the Vikings, you want to remember Brett Favre for who he was, that Packers quarterback, that amazing Packers quarterback, Don't mess it up. You don't want Tom Brady to, be remembered as, oh, he won 4 Super Bowls, and then he was, this weird guy who wouldn't leave football, Because that's what Brett Favre was. He was the weird guy who wouldn't leave football. As far as Russell Wilson, I'm not going to say he's amazing, he's great. He's obviously extremely – we're talking about NFL standards. Compared to average Joe, he's great, obviously. Played a very good game, absolutely. As far as that last play, that interception, I would have thrown it too. If you're looking at the screen where I get it. I would have thrown it too. I do not question his decision there because it looked like an easy pass, an easy route. And so I don't blame him for that. Russell Wilson did play a great game, and the whole Seahawks organization played a great game. Richard Sherman is actually having to get elbow surgery because we know he got hurt in the game against the Packers, and Earl Thomas was playing it with a dislocated shoulder. The Legion of Boom was hurting, but they still played very well, and it was a great game. I can't put it any other way. You can be mad, you can be happy. I know Seahawks fans are heartbroken, but at least we got a good game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So looking forward for the Seahawks, I think that they were very hurt in this game. There were a lot of injuries, actually. I don't know if you were paying attention to that, but there were a bunch of guys carted off. But Bobby Wagner caught an interception, and he had to leave the game for a little bit. Another defensive back for the Seahawks, I forget his name, he got injured on an interception. There were a lot of different injuries.
This is what, their 20th game of the season?
Yeah. All that football gets to you.
And there's no reason. I saw some, right after the game ended, SportsCenter had to tell me that they already picked who's favored to win next year's Super Bowl, and it's the Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored to win next year's Super Bowl. So, at least return, because we don't know of anybody leaving right now. I don't see why they're not going to get better next year. There is some drama with Marshawn. They're going to be discussing his future with the organization. They do not like his antics at all. His teammates do. The GM does not. and Jillian does not. Let's talk about that too. I don't like it.
What
But
antics?
his antics of reporters asking questions, him going, yeah, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I mean, at the same time, but being an NFL player, you have to. The media can get very annoying. From what I see, I mean, I'm not an NFL player, so I wouldn't know. But for looking at the questions they asked, looking at how much, especially with Marshawn, like they've been coming at him this entire week. If you don't want to talk to the media, you don't want to talk to the media. I get it.
But he's been doing this the whole season, is what's annoying. I understand, like, he's trying to make a point, but it's a stupid point, in my opinion, okay? It is in your contract that you need to talk to the media. If you don't like talking to the media, pick a different career, okay? Don't be an athlete. Go be an accountant. You don't have to talk to the media one bit, I promise you, okay? He needs to grow up. This is a stupid thing. Yes, the media isn't asking him hard-hitting questions. What do you think about what's going on in Israel? They're asking him, what happened on that play? It is a simple question. Anyone can answer it, like anybody, okay? And he's just he's driving me crazy because he's trying, like, athletes think he's acting like a hero and he's just acting like an imbecile, okay? He could be a very intelligent person and he's acting like an idiot. And I'm not going to say he's an idiot. I don't know him. He could be extremely smart, but he's behaving like one, and he's making the organization look bad. Because when I'm thinking of Marshawn Lynch, I'm thinking of this annoying guy. And I talk to some people and they're like, oh no, I love what he's doing. And I talk to other people and they're like, I hate him for it. He's being annoying. He's being so disrespectful to all these people who haven't done anything to him. They just want a dang post-game interview. That's all they want. Or they just want him to say one little tidbit about the fact that they're going to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row. Is that so hard for you to do, Marshawn? It's literally 5 words. And don't say I'm just here so I won't get fined. You know what? I don't like your attitude, okay? You are lucky enough to be in the NFL. You're playing for a Super Bowl team. They're reigning champions. Suck it up and talk to the dang media. It is not that hard. He really gets me angry.
Well, technically, you said it's in his contract, talk to the media. I think by him saying, yeah, I'm just here so I won't get fined, you know why I'm here, he's upholding the whatever the word is, details of his contract by saying that to the media. He's technically responding to them.
But think about it. If you're the owner of that Seahawks team and all the people are coming to you, you have to have good ties with the media, okay? This is a business. It is a business. Media is a business. Sports is a business. Everyone needs to have good business relations, okay? Right now, that is not working out well for them because of Marshawn, because he's going there and saying this stuff. I don't want your answer to be yeah if I don't ask you a yes or no question. Marshawn, what do you think happened on that play? Yeah, that's not an answer. That's not an acceptable answer. That isn't even I don't even want that answer, okay? You can't put that in anything. He can't be held for comment, okay? You write an article and you say, we asked Marshawn about the last play of the game, and he said, yeah. He said, I'm just here so I won't get fined. He's acting like an imbecile, okay? And he's giving the organization and the league as a whole a very bad name, and he's completely subjecting himself to the dumb athlete or dumb jock stereotype. That's all he is doing. He is not bettering himself at all. If they don't like talking to the media, they can suck it up because they are not asking hard-hitting questions. They are asking basic questions, and you can suck it up and talk to them. That's all I can say is just suck it up. It's not that big of a deal.
At the end of the day, you can't control him. He's gonna say what he wants to say. He's gonna do what he wants to do. If he decides in his mind he doesn't like the media, he's not gonna talk to the media. I mean,
okay, then I'm gonna.
I'm sorry.
He can lock himself into free agency because no one's gonna want that bad attitude on their team.
I'm not gonna release the guy because he's answering the media in a clever, sarcastic way. I don't think those are grounds.
Listen, I say this all the time, okay? Marshawn is not some special guy. There are millions of guys who would kill to be in his position. Millions. Yes, he's a very good running back. You don't think you can find another one? Please. You think, okay, let's talk about a good running back coming out. Todd Gurley. You don't think if they said, hey, Todd, like, we're going to give you this Seahawks starting running back position, but all you got to do is talk to the media. He's going to be like, I'll give them paragraphs. I'll give them essays. I will give them the most beautiful monologue they ever wanted to hear because people kill for that. But when you get comfortable, when you get cocky, is when you start pulling these antics. And Marshawn, you are not irreplaceable. I will tell you that right now. You are not irreplaceable. So you need to talk to the media and start appreciating the fact that you are in this position or you are going to lose it.
I think that if Todd Gurley were in the NFL for as long as Marshawn Lynch was and has been talking to the media as long as Marshawn Lynch was and has seen how stupid and annoying the media can be asking really obvious questions. Ooh, how'd you feel about the fumble? What happened there? I fumbled.
I agree. It's stupid. It's stupid. I completely agree. They ask the stupidest questions. But that doesn't – so what else do you have to do? You're scheduled to be at the post-conference. You're scheduled to be at the conference. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like you had some other plans. You can't do anything else because the team scheduled you to be at this conference, so you just sit there and talk. You have nothing else to do. If he was, like, supposed to go to, like, Italy or something and they're like, no, wait, we want to ask you some questions, then you can do that. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Hop on the plane and go, okay?
Yo, I'm going to ask you something. Do you like answering stupid questions?
I will be happy to answer stupid questions. I like questions, all right? I am completely fine. If the media wants to come and ask me, how was my walk to class? I will answer it happily.
Really?
Yes, I will. You can quote me on that. You can do whatever you want because I do not mind it, okay? I don't mind it. It's publicity, okay? And there's no such thing as bad publicity unless you're acting like this, unless you're acting like an idiot.
Okay. I think what Marshawn Lynch is doing is fine. I hope he continues it. I get a laugh out of it. I hope more players do it because I'm sure there are tons of guys who would want to answer the media in the way that he does.
You know what? You know, once you're a journalist and you're there interviewing him, I can't wait to see your face. And you're like, man, I tried to talk to Marshawn and he hit me with yeah. I asked him a detailed question. All he said was yeah. A 10-minute question, and he said yeah. He won't speak to me like a normal human being. He doesn't have enough respect for me as a human being to grant me a full answer, and that's disrespectful.
Well, if I'm a journalist in that position and I'm still
tell me how you feel about Marshawn when he's disrespecting you like that.
I think that as long as I'm there getting paid and he says something that I could put on the record, I'll be fine. I really don't care because I'm going to get answers from someone else. Russell Wilson will answer. Pete Carroll will answer. Jermaine Kearse. Okay. I'll get a lot from Richard Sherman and Thomas. I don't need Marshawn.
Hypothetical. Let's say they gave Marshawn the ball at the Patriot or at the Seahawks' own 30-yard line. He ran all the way in for a touchdown. And that's what ended the Super Bowl. You try to talk to him after the game, and he says, yeah. What are you going to do?
I'll be like, you know what? I don't care because I know he's happy about it. He's going to score.
No, you cannot put words in someone else's mouth as a journalist. So they cannot say Marshawn was very happy, but his only
I'm not saying I would say that, but I wouldn't even ask that stupid question because obviously he's happy about it. He won the game for them. I don't need to put it on the record. You can see it on the TV screen. You can see it in his face. See it when he's eating his Skittles. I'm sure he's happy about it. I'll just post a picture. I don't need his words. I would already know he's happy.
You need his words. I know it's stupid. I completely agree with you. These questions are stupid. I remember after the 2009 National Championship, Colt McCoy was out, could not play because he hurt his shoulder again, and a reporter asked him, how do you feel? His last game at Texas, and she said, how do you feel? Okay? I was livid. You know what? And he still answered it. He still answered her, gave her such a respectful answer, a beautiful answer, okay? Showed his emotion. People want to be able to relate to these guys, okay? You cannot relate to somebody who's behaving like this. They want to see something. Richard Sherman gave an amazing, an answer about the NCAA the other day. Just shows how smart he is, how intellectual he is. It was a great answer. People want to see that. They want someone to relate to. They want to see this type of stuff. They don't want to hear someone saying, I'm just here so I won't get fined. It makes them look like a jerk.
Well, people also like laughing. People like being entertained.
I'm not laughing.
Well, that's you. I'm entertained. I enjoy it. I'm completely fine with it. I don't think they should keep fining him. I think they should leave him alone. I think at this point they're really like they're badgering him by continuing to come to him, knowing he's not going to give them anything. Like it's.
Like I said, pick another career. Pick another career. That's all you have to do is pick another career. If you don't like having to talk to the media, pick a career that doesn't have to talk to the media. Somebody that's not in the limelight. He put himself in the limelight by wanting to be an athlete, by wanting to be in the NFL. He said, I want to be in the limelight. So suck it up, because when you're in the limelight, all eyes are on you. People want to hear what you have to say. People want to talk to you. They want to ask you these questions. Get over it.
I don't think he joined the NFL to answer media questions. He joined the NFL to play and get attention for that.
I didn't say he joined that, but I'm saying by being in the NFL, you're in the limelight. What happens when you're in the limelight?
Yes, but there are other athletes besides him who don't talk to the media and don't like it. So what about them? Are you going to tell them to leave their careers too?
they're also not the starting running back of a team that's gone to back-to-back Super Bowls, who has named himself Beast Mode, who is, people can argue, the best running back in the country. Okay?
Okay.
If you're like the center, okay, I understand. You don't want to talk to the media. People don't really want to talk to you either, okay? I get that. But there are certain positions that get a lot of attention. We know this. Quarterback, running back, wide receivers. If you got a tight end like Gronkowski, you're going to be under the limelight. Cornerbacks, guys like Richard Sherman, guys like, Earl Thomas, especially when you name yourself Legion of Boom. If you give yourself a nickname, if you say, I'm Beast Mode, people are going to want to talk to you. If you just called yourself Marshawn, maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Or name yourself Average Joe if you want a lesser nickname. But if you name yourself Beast Mode, people want to talk to you. That's like, it's like naming yourself the Hulk, okay? You're making yourself a big name, okay? Get over it. That's all I can say to him. It's just answer a question. If you just answer 2 questions and then say you're done talking, people will have so much more respect for you.
Okay, well, I'm going to conclude because we're running over our time. Marshawn, keep doing what you're doing. It's fine. If they want to find you, you got the money for it. I don't think it's really that big of a deal to not answer some questions, but that's just me. So, yeah. Do you have any closing remarks so we can leave the fans happy?
I think I've said enough, but thank you for tuning in. Our year anniversary is coming up. We'll have something fun for episode 52. For all those who agree with me against Marshawn, let me know. Comment on it. I want to hear what you have to say. We love checking the Facebook page, so feel free to comment on it, and we will see you next week.